wanted to talk a little bit about trad women, or these women that are hangers-on to white nationalism in the current era. A lot of them are millennials and 20-somethings and teens. Okay, well, what they are, they like to say they're trad women. Oh, I'm trad, I'm trad, I'm trad. Actually, Ramsey Paul, I'm not a big fan of Ramsey Paul because I think he's a Trump-loving moron. But he mentioned in one of his videos, I forget the video, if I remember I'll put it in the description, but he goes, if you're a chick showing your tits in a cornfield, you're not really trad, you're an e-thought for the right. And that's true. Now, I'm not all hip with these juvenile terms that people use on the internet because I'm 37, I'm not 16 or 12 or whatever the hell age people start getting on the internet these days. My point is this. With these women that'll say they're trad, they use this as an excuse for being fat, for being stupid, for being lazy. Okay? So, if you're a, quote, trad woman, and you have a gut, and you're saying that this is curvaceous, this is a womanly physique, no, it's not. That's called being fat. Being a fat pig means you're a fat pig that can't control your appetite and doesn't embrace physical culture. Also, if you're embracing a, quote, traditional lifestyle, but you don't embrace a traditional diet, and you're eating things like Twinkies and Ho-Hos and all sorts of soda and garbage food, you're not embracing a traditional diet, you're not embracing physical culture. A lot of these people, I find, are ex-atheists, or if they're not atheists, they share the atheistic black and white thinking, and are more or less basically the same thing as atheists. A lot of them pretend to be pagans, or heathens, or Christians, but in reality, they aren't. They're the opposite of a Christian in the sense that Jesus stated that a Christian, keeps everything nice and secret, whereas a hypocrite, a Jew, says these things in the streets. Now, I did say Jew, but I mean Jew as in the Pharisees. A Pharisee says these things in the streets for attention, whereas a Christian keeps these things inside. Now, this goes the same for the alleged pagans. They're fake pagans. They're fake Christians. A lot of these people are just bitter, hateful feminists that decided they weren't popular enough to become a feminist, or maybe they were even too pretty to become a feminist, or maybe they didn't like the idea that men are now considered women, so they decided they'd latch on and be trad. They're going to be trad, and they're going to be white nationalists now. But yet they don't understand the way things go. Now, I was pining over one of these chicks for years on the internet, and I really do think that deep down she is a sweet, gentle person that really, unfortunately, destroyed herself. But what you'll see is, and I'm sure she's I don't watch her or nothing, so I don't know who she's with, if she's with anybody. But what you'll notice with these girls is they end up with a fat, doughy, stupid, dim-witted or scrawny, dim-witted little twerp that likes comic books and anime, and that's who they get stuck with, because they can't reason things out enough to understand it's more important to behave in a way that will help you be healthy and strong than it is to embrace politics. Now, Ann Coulter, she's a trad woman. She's a conservative columnist. She pointed out that she wants to repeal the 19th Amendment. The 19th Amendment is the one that gives women the right to vote. I agree with her. Women should not play a role in United States politics. Women should not play a role in these traditionalist groups, in this moving forward of nationalism. I think women have... Obviously, if you look at the decline of the United States in particular, it does coincide with women having the vote, and women basically allowing liberals to win. We didn't have any of this liberal horse shit when women didn't vote, because men aren't liberal, more or less, which is why you see these men break out with this crazy bullshit like the Proud Boys, which are really just glorified anarchists. So I got to do another video about that. But you see them break out with these chauvinistic movements to counteract the feminism and the fake nationalism amongst women in the quote the far right or the alt right. I'll leave links in the description, but keep in mind this is more or less an opinion based on my observations of these really stupid women. There was a woman the other day that considers herself trad, and she was trying to shut up Richard Spencer, and she goes, because Richard Spencer posted that if Mussolini were in charge of the United States, Mussolini would take COVID-19 seriously. And she's like, no, he wouldn't. Now, this is a person that doesn't believe COVID-19 exists. However, Mussolini would believe COVID-19 exists. How do I know Mussolini would believe COVID-19 exists? Well, because Mussolini, along with the Rockefeller Foundation, worked very, 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 very hard at successfully eradicating, the disease of malaria in Italy through the use of quinine and metallic screening so that people did not have mosquitoes flying in their homes at night, biting them and giving them malaria. So Mussolini embraced science. Now what you'll find with these trad girls is they embrace horseshit philosophy, usually egalitarian philosophy or some kind of ridiculous pie-in-the-sky philosophy, some weird shit, like just some weird bullshit like Thomas Aquinas or some other religious horseshit or astrology or numerology or some other type of crap that has no bearing in reality. And this is what they embrace. And then they'll say, oh, well, I believe in demons, and I believe that the earth is flat, and blah, 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 blah. This is not helping things to allow these women to participate in things simply because they have vaginas. This does not help anything. This is allowing stupidity and hysteria to creep into nationalist circles. And that's all for this video.